Hello, my name is Andrew Wiggins and I'm Subject Area Manager for the Construction Department at Selby College. I'm here today to talk to you about the Bench Joinery Level 2 qualification that we offer at Selby College as a full-time qualification. As you can see behind me is the Joiners Workshop, be it virtually. This workshop is just used by the joiners at Selby College, the full-time and the apprentices, and it is set up in such a way that you guys have the space that you need to carry out the assessments that are required for the qualification. Like I said before, it's a level 2 qualification. It's 1 year in duration. It's designed to develop your practical skills throughout the course, and this is done by the use of 6 individual units. These individual units start off with the very basic hand skills required to become a joiner. So this is a bench joinery qualification, not a site joinery qualification. The reason that we do this at Selby College is we feel it's very, very important that you develop the hand skills required with the finer skills, should we say, for bench joinery before moving on to doing a site joinery apprenticeship. Within the units, there are various different tasks, such as fitting locks, different types of joints that joiners will typically use. There's some fabrication of skirting boards, hanging of doors, those kind of things. Each unit has its own separate end test, which is a multi-choice online end test exam, as well as a separate assessment. And we would expect you guys to, once you complete this qualification, to progress on to a joinery apprenticeship and move forward, or another level 3 qualification at Selby College. If you'd like to know more about the joinery qualification, please get in touch with Selby College Construction Department and we'll be happy to help. Behind me is the Electrical Construction Department workshop. Unfortunately, I'm not there in real life, I'm there virtually. But this workshop is where you will be undertaking your qualification and spending the vast majority of your time when you're at Selby College. This workshop is a bespoke workshop where you carry out all your practical assessments, of which there are 9 in total, and 1 endpoint assessment, which is the larger assessment to prove that you have successfully understood the 9 assessments prior to the endpoint assessment. The qualification is made up of 4 separate units. These separate units are health and safety, which is essential when you're working with the electrical industry. And this unit also contains an additional 4 practical tasks. These practical tasks are safe isolation, access equipment, including ladders and steps, and identifying faulty electrical equipment. So you would carry these out in the workshop as well. There's a theory element to the health and safety side and an exam as well. We also then have our termination unit, which makes up the majority of the qualification. This termination unit is carried out within the workshop behind me. And this gives you an understanding of all the different types of installation work that needs to be done within the electrical industry. It gives you a good understanding of all the types of installation work that must take place. For example, containment, which is trunking, tray work, metal conduit, plastic conduit, and we also look at a vast array of electrical cables in terms of pyro, which is a fireproof cable, armoured cable, which is more industrial based, PVC twin and earth, which is more your domestic installation stuff. And it gives you a good overview of everything to do with the industrial electrical industry and the domestic electrical industry in terms of installation work. This qualification will give you an absolutely fantastic grounding for an apprenticeship programme moving on to level 3. And the practical element that really helps with that when you go for interviews, obviously, because you've done 9 practical assessments before you progress on to try and get an electrical apprenticeship. So the practical tasks are really, really in depth. It's really good at Selby College because obviously what happens is you get your own little bay, which you can see behind me, and you get a board within that bay. So typically you guys work in groups of 3, and you would do your practical assessment on your board within your bay and be assessed after you've completed the works. You would also get demonstrations from myself, and I will be in the workshop with you, supporting you while you undertake your practical assessments. The other thing that we do, one of the other units at Selby College, is the electrical principles unit, which looks at the science behind everything to do with electrical installation, how electric is made, how voltage works, what resistance is, what current is, how power is measured, all these kind of things. And for this unit, you need a very, very good understanding of maths, which is one of the criteria for actually getting on the qualification. You must have maths at a grade 4 or above. It's interesting. I try and make it as interesting as possible, and I also work through the mathematical equations in a very methodical way, so it makes it much easier for you to understand. Because I appreciate that some of you guys will come into construction and you will expect it to be more hands-on, and obviously with the electrical side there is a lot of maths involved with that as well, because we need to make sure that we're putting in the right size cable for the right installation, because if we're not, it may cause a fire. And then finally, we've got our planning and preparation unit, which is basically how you would plan a building site and how you would plan an installation, what the type of earthing arrangements are, and you would learn all that in the classroom as well with given assignments. So the qualification is a year in duration. It's roughly about 65% practical based, and then the rest is theory based in the classroom. It's 4 exams in total. And your progression from this qualification would be for you to move on to an electrical apprenticeship, or potentially sidestep to another level 2 qualification such as plumbing, to give you the mechanical, electrical strings to your bow, if you like, if you decide that electrical installation isn't for you. You could also progress on to level 3 electrical engineering qualification as well, if you so wished, if you realise that the industrial and domestic side wasn't for you guys. And I'm looking forward to seeing some of you in September. So if you have any questions, please direct them to Student Services and they'll pass them on to myself. And thank you very much for your time. Behind me, as you can see, is the plumbing workshop. This is a bespoke workshop that is used just by our plumbing department for the level 2 and level 3 qualification. The beauty of us having a bespoke workshop is that it is set up just for plumbing purposes. So it's every single bay is live, meaning that there is cold water to that bay, and there is also a drainage system that's connected to the college's main storage system. So if you install a bathroom or a toilet in there, it is exactly as it would have been in real life. The qualification is a full-time qualification. It's a 1-year course, and it comprises of 10 individual units. These units are both practical and theoretical. And first of all, we start with the health and safety unit. This health and safety unit is put there so you guys can work safely within the workshop when you're carrying out your practical assessments. We also have a communication unit in there where you learn to deal with clients and customers, as well as other tradespersons as well. We also have an environmental protection unit in there, and then we get onto the fabrication side of things in terms of cold and hot pipe work, central heating installations, bathrooms, and then the environment element, which is rainwater harvesting systems. So while you're at Selby College, you will be expected to undertake a lot of these practical assessments and carry them out yourselves as well. So the fabrication of the pipe work, you'll be shown how to do soldering, you'll be shown how to do bending of mild steel. You'll also be shown how to install a rainwater harvesting system, which we have at Selby College, where we can actually make it rain within the workshop, and we can demonstrate the rain coming into the greywater harvesting system, and you can flush the toilet, and obviously it draws it from the rainwater harvesting tank that you've installed. So that's quite unique to Selby. Each unit also contains an exam. So there are 10 exams in total for the qualification, which you would sit online within the exam suite. And once you have completed the qualification, it will typically lead on to an apprenticeship program with one of Selby College's companies. We have a number of apprentices through Selby College. You could go off and find your own apprenticeship program if you wanted to, or you could continue and do the level 3 qualification. So the level 3 qualification is much the same as a level 2, apart from it looks at a design element, which is much more complex. So you would be expected to design your central heating systems, design the rainwater harvesting systems, design bends, and look at how you would install certain things in certain scenarios. And doing the level 3 at Selby College means that we can transfer this qualification within your apprenticeship qualification if you so wish. And that means that it would potentially shorten your apprenticeship qualification down, as you would have already completed some of these units on the full-time provision. If you'd like any more information about the plumbing courses offered at Selby College, please get in touch with Selby College and the construction department, and we'll be happy to help. Thank you very much for your time. Cheers. Bye-bye.